So we finally got a bunch of information about Season 3 and all of the stuff that we can expect with it, with the roadmap that was released yesterday. With this came a lot of insane stuff that honestly the fanboy inside of me that loves Treyarch and just in general some of the weapons that they're coming out with freaked out. Especially with the PPSH, it's literally my favorite weapon and I'm probably gonna end up using that thing for a very long time, but obviously that's not part of this video. But basically we got a lot of new stuff announced, mainly for multiplayer. Zombies is kind of, you know, on the side, but whatever. It feels like they kind of filled us up with a bunch of content with, you know, Firebase Z and Outbreak, and now they're just like, here's an Outbreak map. You care? Right? No, we don't care, but whatever. At least we have a bunch of stuff for multiplayer and I guess Warzone, even though a lot of people aren't Warzone players. But today we will be going over a game mode that I've seen only a very little amount of YouTubers and just content creators and people talking about, that's coming to Cold War. I'm guessing Season 3 Reloaded or possibly earlier, because it does say it's going to be in this season, and that's from my understanding coming later into the season, I think. Anyway guys, if you're new here, be sure to subscribe. We are even closer than we were yesterday to 15,000 subscribers. We're like 50 subscribers away, I think, which is insane. Thank you all so much. You kind of blew up the channel yesterday somehow. Thank you. And also be sure to drop a like on the video. I just had a stroke. Be sure to drop a like on the video. There we go. But basically, I'm going to be reading out to you what Treyarch themselves said, or sorry, Call of Duty, whatever you want to call them, whoever wrote this, on their blog said specific things about it. So basically, the game mode is called Multi-Team Elimination. The upcoming Multi-Team Elimination mode brings the last team standing experience to Black Ops Cold War's biggest maps, where multiple teams of 4 will fight to survive ever-expanding radiation zones. Redeploys will be limited and loadouts will be restricted, so teams will need to scavenge for weapons, score streaks, armor, redeploys, tickets, which is interesting, and more. Emerge as the last team standing or the first squad to board the exfil chopper in the final safe zone to achieve victory. Now, in my opinion, this is very interesting because this to me sounds a lot like a battle royale. And you know, there was a lot of rumors and a lot of leaks that we were going to be getting Ural Mountains, which I talked about yesterday's video. That's about Verdansk 1980, which is actually the map we're getting for Warzone. But it's very interesting because over time we've been getting so much information and so many kind of things in just Cold War and specifically Fireteam Dirty Bomb maps that have been kind of making me think that they were really planning for a battle royale game mode in this. But I feel like, you know, the big virus that has been going around for the past year and still is, you know, kind of affecting a lot of places and especially work environments and limiting companies to release their games on time, a lot of postponing and stuff like that. And obviously Activision being Activision somehow actually pulled through with Cold War, I think, in my opinion, and they're still, you know, kind of grinding through everything. I can't even imagine being a worker at Treyarch, Raven, or whoever. I guess Sledgehammer is coming up with their next game, if that's true, and then Infinity War. Basically a lot of grinding involved, and I'm surprised that, you know, we didn't actually get the map. There were rumors that supposedly they started construction on the Ural Mountains map for, like, you know, Warzone, I think, or they were going to call it Blackout 2.0. They started that back in like summer of last year, which would have been plenty of time to release it, but then again Warzone kept on postponing their Nuke event, which was supposed to basically end off that map and start with Ural Mountains. But now, as we know, I guess there was just a lot of issues and they just decided to kind of reskin Verdansk to kind of do that event and just get that over and done with, even though they're kind of working it all into the storyline, which is also pretty cool. But with this multi-team game mode, it sounds a lot like a mini battle royale. So if you know, in Warzone there is a map called Rebirth Island, which is Alcatraz, and it's basically a really small island where multiple teams of, well, duos, it depends on what game mode is out, you hop into that map and you survive until obviously you win, which is the classic battle royale thing. But you do have redeploys until, like, calling it like the gulag or whatever it's called, the redeploys are gone from you and things like that. So I feel like this game mode will behave a lot like that. And the Fireteam Dirty Bomb maps are fairly big. Now, one complaint I will have about them, they're really open, so it will be pretty difficult to hide in some locations. But they even mentioned that there is an ever expanding radiation zone, which sounds a lot to me like, you know, they're just like storm circle. Redeploys, they say that will be limited, loadouts will be restricted, so I'm guessing you just spawn in with let's say pistol or maybe your fists, and you will scavenge, basically go around chests, which if you hop into Fireteam Dirty Bomb, like the playlist, which is I think rotating between the whole like blowing things up and a hardpoint. In hardpoint you do actually have chests, and when you open them you do get armor armor plates and 2 weapons, which is a lot like a battle royale. So there's a lot of implementation over time to make it seem like they were, again, as I said, really planning for Cold War to just become the new Warzone experience, which is a big shame because I know that there's a lot of people that recently came out and started saying, oh, I love Blackout this, Blackout that. They were really hoping for a newer map. Even people who didn't want Blackout 2.0, they just wanted a new experience, but you know, getting Verdansk 1980. But at least hopefully with this game mode, we will be able to hop into a game where it does say that either you can be the last team standing or exfil. Don't know how I feel about that. I feel like it should just be the last team standing, and then, like, you know, the whole exfil thing is where the chopper goes up. But I feel like most of the time it will be just last team standing. You'll just probably end up killing yourselves in that game mode. But I also jumped into Ruka, and from the leaked kind of map that I've seen that looks really legit to me, of like Ural Mountains and all the combinations, it's interesting because you can actually see Sanatorium from Ruka, I noticed, and it's just a lot of things that I feel like we'll still see Ural Mountains. I don't think that's cancelled, but it's just going to take us a while until we get there, and it's probably going to collide with World War II, what is it, Vanguard? Yeah, World War II Vanguard, that game. Kind of hyped for it, but I don't know if it's true yet. But that's it for the video. PPSH, really hyped. Carry 98k, really cool. Standoff, Sticks and Stones, and this game mode, even though, you know, some of those things will be coming out later in the season. And price, what? I mean, I'm hyped. I don't know about you. I'm really looking forward to this game mode, even though I think it's like mid-season stuff. But still, it's pretty cool that they're doing this kind of a thing, and they're even adding Duga. So there's a bunch of different maps that we'll have to experience, and then hopefully in the near future, they actually do make Blackout 2.0, hopefully. Anyway, guys, if you're new here and you're made it this far, be sure to subscribe. 15k, here we come. Season 3 is literally dropping soon, and we'll be streaming the event tomorrow. And also on top of that, we will be just in general streaming a lot of the event. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed. Be sure to subscribe.